like, hey, we're gonna raise the rent.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Chicago's fucked up. You guys are scared of fucking gunshots and everything. You should be scared of the tenants or what? No, not tenants. Who's the people in charge of shit?
Making this
Landlords and
rent
government.
25% more expensive. They're jacking it up.
Fucked up.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Hey, Roxy, I gotta tell you
And
something.
then they're irritated because of all the people that they're telling in Chicago, like, stay inside, don't go out for any reason at all. And everybody's just hanging out at the lakeside, swimming in the lake, playing with their kids in the park and shit. Like, you dumb, ignorant ass bitches, stay home.
I just want to say
What the
something.
fuck you doing out?
As you guys can see, I did try to say something. She did not stop. I didn't do this behind anyone's backs. I'm just saying. God damn it.
Okay, so what you want to say?
I was just gonna say that's fucked up. That's all I was gonna say. Anyways, guys, how you guys doing? It's the Chat Tat doing our thing. The Double Toast pre-show. Ape Crumb's gonna be starting in about like 5 minutes, something like that. What was that noise? You guys like that noise it just did?
It sounded like a little wildcat.
Yeah, we're just. Yep, that's my noise. Here's the thing.
I think the wild Diaz is in heat, babe.
That's my fucking.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know. My main call.
Well, babe, go service him.
Oh, now
Do I
you're
look
allowing
like a
him?
zookeeper?
Now you're allowing him to do that. Every time I try to fuck this man, you never let
Every
him do it.
time he calls you babe. Fuck, I fucked that up. Every time he calls me babe,
Wow.
you or Alan always answer.
Well, yeah, he's over here cheating on you and shit. Ryan saying Nick turning into Taz. Oh my God, Alan,
What?
please do your Taz impersonation.
No.
Alan.
Please, Alan.
I will literally
Please.
donate $2 to your Get Taller fund. Like I swear to God, like just
That's
please
not
do
how that works.
I would also donate $2 to the Buy Alan Stilts Fund.
Okay, Alan's gonna say I'm wrong and I did it wrong, but people, we were in the after hours and this boy just goes, we were like, I don't know what happened, but you want to make fun of me that I was doing a Tasmanian Devil. He's like, yeah, you're like, like something really. Yeah. It was so fucking funny.
I'll never forget when he left like fucking Kiko the Dolphin.
Oh yeah. If you guys don't know Kiko the Dolphin, it's not a dolphin by the way. It's a I was gonna say whale, but apparently it's an orca, so I'm wrong about that shit. But on Free Willy, this movie by the way.
But I'm Free Willy.
No,
So
that's a
is your
movie.
dick out, or you making a reference to the movie?
No, it's a movie, bro. Free Willy. Look at that big Willy right here, bro.
So I got my Willy out. The movie.
By the way, I still want to do this on one of our vacations, where basically one of us will be the kid and the other one of us will be the whale, just kind of like jumping in the air. We'll Photoshop it, obviously. None of us can get that high in the air.
We know Alan can do the sound effects already.
No, man, but yeah, like this movie is actually pretty cool. But the thing is, Kiko, the whale over here, or orca, whatever you want to call it, makes us cry, and it's like, meh, and it only happens during the saddest fucking moments. And this movie is sad. Like when I was a kid, I cried. Like this shit's pretty.
Yo, I got a question. Why is this called Free Willy if the orca is called like Kiko or some shit like that?
That's such a good question. Holy shit!
Isn't the
You guys
kid
not
named
just
Willie or something like that?
Aren't you guys confused? I feel like you guys are confusing the movies. Maybe there's a different movie that y'all are confusing it with.
No, I swear to God.
No, because Orca's the fucking horror movie version of basically Jaws. Like, Free Willy was the one where he actually cries.
Yeah. Because we looked it up when we found that noise, and we're like, oh, look at that, Alan. So yeah, Gary Eakin. By the way, I just want to say something real quick. Just take out the comedy, which we're not being that funny. But Gary was saying, hey guys, hope everything's cool, and just want to ask you or tell you really quick, because I hope everything's cool with you too. He just found out that apparently 3 of his relatives that don't live around him had the coronavirus. So another big thing about this too, people. And here's the thing: stop being upset about this shit, because I'm just gonna say we all have it. Straight up, we have to have it.
Okay, Rick, we are the Walking Dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Just try not to fall asleep near people, and you won't.
Well, Nick's not wrong. The fucking doctor in Italy, she actually killed herself because she was infected and she wasn't showing symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And she was treating people in ICU and different like hardcore areas of medicine. And she got so distraught over the fact that she could have been possibly passing the virus to her patients this whole time.
Yeah,
that she killed herself.
And the biggest thing to bring up about this too is that the U.S. now has the world's biggest coronavirus outbreak. Its case total just
we're number one. We're number one.
Okay. There's a lot of things that we have to break down from what Nick just said. One, The chances of you having the coronavirus are still relatively low. The American population is the third largest population on the planet. So it having the largest amount of infected people is relative to the fact that it has one of the largest populations on the planet.
Can I throw a little wrench into that last one?
What?
China is the world's most populated nation, and they have
said
the virus
one.
first.
Yeah, I said one of the most.
Yeah, we're beating them, bro.
Yeah, okay. Yes, which is going to my third point. The
That's
reason
not good.
because
if they have more people than us, and we have
And
less,
they had-
our
and they had it
people are
before
still
us.
getting affected.
I had a point that I was going to continue on, but sure, Ganja.
Hey, I warned you I was throwing a wrench in this bitch.
Isn't there
threw a
also
wrench into
false
a
reporting
fucking-
going on where people genuinely aren't reporting the amount of cases being confirmed?
Oh, I don't know. Well, like that's the thing. Yeah, like people are not even reporting here. That's another crazy thing. But Alan, what were you gonna say though? Because I feel like you might be the most knowledgeable about this right now.
Well, yeah, like I was going to get at, like one of the reasons that America has the largest, the mishandling of it, the fact that the tests aren't coming out. There's no accurate numbers to what's going on. There are more accurate numbers around the world than there are in America. I don't know about Canada. I'm assuming I don't want to say we're in the same boat as y'all in, but I'm sure we're pretty damn close because we're right beside you guys. But the thing is if you just if possible, stay inside. Like that's at the end of the day. It doesn't mean you have it. It doesn't mean that you have it and can track it to people. It just means you have to be very careful with what you do and how you live your life right now, because you can contract it or you can pass it. But I don't want people to freak out. I don't want people to bathe in Purell thinking that'll fucking help.
Well, no, I put stock in toilet paper, so I want them to freak out. Like,
If anything, you're just going to build up the virus's immunity by the amount of Purell and fucking cleaning products you're using in every second, every waking moment of every hour.
yeah, what you guys should do
not
is actually
really.
spray your children with Lysol spray and Clorox. Make sure to do that, folks. Just spray them right in the fucking face so they can't see anymore, and then they might not die from coronavirus. but they'll
Not
probably
really.
stop
Viruses don't develop an immunity the same way bacteria does. The thing about Purell is the 99.9% bullshit they fucking do. It is generally accurate because you can never what.
Gary.
I fucking hate Gary.
That's good
Anyway,
advice even after the pandemic.
Yeah.
Wipe your ass.
Wipe your ass, Alan.
yeah.
Oh, what? Yeah. Oh, woo!
Anyway,
Look
what Roxy's getting at is there a point? That's mostly on bacteria. I'm pretty sure that the whole disinfectant with particularly like Purell and all that shit is really just to make sure that you're not just transmitting bacteria normally where you could have the virus. You don't have to worry about it gaining immunity. It really only gains immunity if it just starts rapidly mutating within your host, which is why when the vaccine comes out, every one of y'all should get vaccinated. Every one of y'all, including your anti-vax fucking aunt, especially her.
Yeah.
Can I bring up two things?
Go ahead.
Two. Okay, one. I'm gonna start off with two. Fuck
Wait,
it.
you
Two.
start for two? Holy shit!
You said two, but sure.
So, if you have type O blood, you are a little bit more resistant to the virus. Just because you're a little bit more resistant does not mean that you can't get it. But it's just something that has been popping up in my feeds and timelines and shit. And another thing, when you wear gloves, you can still transmit germs. Please realize that. Just because do you realize the amount of things you touch with your gloves? You're touching like shopping carts, your car, the steering wheel, the gas pump at the gas station. You just continue to transmit everything.
Yeah.
You're not making this any better.
Okay, and to add on that, immunity isn't a shield. Just because you're immune to something, just because you have a good immune system, doesn't mean you have like this shield that stops the virus from getting in. What happens is once the virus gets in, your body can fight it off and you won't die. That's what having a good immune system means. So that earlier Walking Dead joke that Nick basically made that we're all infected, that isn't.
No,
I want
wasn't
to
a
say
joke,
that's
by the way.
wrong because
No,
it
wasn't
was up.
joking. No, that was
No,
not
whatever.
a joke that I was saying. Like, I
I
wasn't
mean,
trying to
have
be
you
funny.
seen these people in a grocery store lately?
Yeah. Yeah, like that's the biggest thing, and maybe that's what Alan was about to say. Is I started to interrupt, but at the same time, it's like, dude, no, like I don't want anyone to think that I'm joking when I say that. I'm saying that like when you guys freak the fuck out and go buy a bunch of shit, it's not gonna stop the fact that you're like fucking infected, and you probably already spread it. Just quarantine yourself, don't get anybody else sick, you know what I mean, and don't lose your mind about stuff because you're trying your best to be prepared. You're already not prepared. As soon as this shit went out and you weren't taking this seriously on day one when fucking this was like the biggest news story out there, you're already infected. Like, it's too late. So
And y'all
stop freaking
looking
out.
mad raggedy at the grocery store. Ain't nobody want to see that. Stay the fuck home.
Yeah, if possible, stay home. If not possible, take precautions. I'm not talking about like the crazy bullshit. Like wear gloves. Make sure you're like you know where you're coughing. Make sure you're not coughing on anything someone else could touch. If you do have to touch some. What?
Did you hear about that woman that coughed on like 35,000 worth of product, like food products, to make a prank video?
Oh yeah, well that's
And
bad
if you
before-
see those people, assault them.
Yeah. Oh, also Nick saying don't be like Corey Coleman and let Allen in. Yeah. So there's another Allen, the one that.
Okay, that wasn't an A.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, that's subjective at
There's
this point.
another Allen in the community?
Yeah.
Well, no, the one originally
Colin.
that when the Mr. Horse thing I do with Alan, I never made that up. That's
Yeah.
actually something that Corey does to this other Alan, a black Alan. And that particular Alan, apparently he's sick or something. And Corey's just been hanging out with him. And then like before Carlos came out and said he was sick, Corey had him on What Up Son. So it's like, damn it, stay away from.
Look, this
fucking toes.
motherfucker trying to catch something. Like I thought the city of
Like,
Austin
are you
was
sure-
retarded, but Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, here's the thing,
Okay.
people. If you guys are fans of Double Toasted and you guys want to go visit Corey, visit him after the shit is done. Don't be over there trying to get him sick or Mia sick or whatever, dude. Like, stay the fuck away. Like,
Yeah, especially
If
that Miss
you're a
Mia's
fan
got
of
like
Double Toasted, stay the fuck home.
especially that Miss Mia's got a budding like hip hop career on the way.
yeah, but no, I don't like that shit where people just don't care. It's like, oh, entertain me, Mr. Coleman. Then you go over to his fucking house or his studio, and then you didn't like get checked before you went over there to see if you're gonna be sick or not. I don't know. It's just kind of like a little selfish. I'm gonna be honest, but
Here's what'll stop them dead in their tracks. If you show your nasty, stanky ass to his fucking house or the studio and he dies, no more shows for you, you dumb, ignorant bitch.
I mean, that also
So
works
stay
if
the
you die.
fuck home.
yeah.
If he dies, no more show. It's over.
Oh,
Stupid
Eero
bitch.
Senpai. He's saying disinfect your milk containers. Is that a thing? Do I have to really do that?
Not really.
Okay, that's only if you're a Neanderthal and drink right from it.
Oh well,
Hi.
people do that. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. You're a Neanderthal.
No,
Like, fucking pour it into a cup and drink like a regular person.
no. What's going
No.
on is people are kind of getting racist about certain things, and
Yeah.
I've kind of seen that meme towards like grocery stores that have like Asian like owners and shit.
what?
So that's kind of been the meme going around. And he's got a point. People do touch the milk containers. So, like, I guess disinfect them. But at this point, man, they don't even know. This virus is so fucking brand new to the CDC that they don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I just like the forward thinking of Eero just to even say that because he's right. People do touch it like with their hands.
Yeah,
and
but
shit.
here's the thing. They don't know if this thing lasts on surfaces. And they don't know for how long. So you could be disinfecting that milk carton for no reason when you could be cleaning surfaces that actually need to be clean. That are actually exposed for the virus. Two, they don't know how long this bitch stays airborne. So no matter how hard you clean that fucking milk container, you walking down aisle 7 2 days ago, someone coughed that had corona. Well, welcome to the fucking mist cloud you walked into.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the U.S. government should have, I don't know, funded them.
He wants
Before
to go
this.
back to work by
That's
Easter,
a
man. He
lot.
don't give a fuck.
No, but yeah, but I mean, like, I don't even want to talk about the government in that sense too. Cause, I mean, I know like that's really the reason that this is getting way crazy too. But it's like we can't control that. We can't control whether they got $2 trillion to fucking spend today or whatever the fuck. It's just like I just don't know. So
They defunded them like 7 or 8 months ago because whatever, who gives a fuck? And then when this shit was happening, they're like, yeah, we don't have the tests, we don't have the personnel, we don't have the manpower, we don't have the resources to combat this because, I don't know, somebody pulled our funding.
no, I know. I mean, it sucks and everything. It's just like that's why, like those things. I know what's gonna happen is that we're all gonna agree or even disagree. It's gonna turn a whole discussion about how fucked the country is, and it's like, well, yeah, it's been fucked. Whether there's a coronavirus or not, it's like this whole. We got $4 trillion in fucking weaponry that he just randomly put out there, but yet just a year ago, Flint, Michigan couldn't even fucking take a shower or drink water from their sink, or else
They
they get
still
fucking
can't.
sick.
Oh, no, they turned the water on for them now.
Yeah.
Is it finally?
Detroit and Michigan gave people free water during this pandemic.
So they're like,
Can they
yay,
drink it?
coronavirus.
Yeah, so legit, the only time America will help you is when the crisis hits and they're worried about y'all rioting and taking mainstream over it.
Well, there was a
Yeah.
person that put this on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure a few people did, but there was, and they're not even important people; they're just some random person. But they put something out there. I was like, yeah. So the biggest thing to learn from this coronavirus thing is that yes, this whole time you could have given us more sick leave. Yes, this entire time you could have given us a double the size
Yeah.
of a paycheck. You could have done all this shit. We could have had better health care. You guys just proved it with this virus that you're giving all this money to us. Why didn't you do this before this shit happened? So we haven't been struggling this whole fucking time. It's like, yeah, and this is just some random person. It's not like they're a scientist or like a fucking Forbes $29 billion fucking person. It's just one person going through this shit like we all do, and they're able to kind of fuck up the whole system with one tweet. You know, it's crazy. I don't know, but you know what? I do feel better now that Gal Gadot did an Imagine cover.
Oh man,
I feel at
Can
ease.
you imagine?
Can you imagine?
They
Could
tore
that be
every
his wife? Can you
Can
imagine?
you imagine a world without this shit?
I mean, yeah, about a year ago there was it, but like, I don't know if there's going to be any lasting consequences, because I personally don't think there's going to be any lasting consequences. Once everything gets back to normal, like everyone's just going to forget about it and be like, well, I'm glad we got through that, but like, maybe this time we'll actually learn. I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna go off a little bit. So, with celebrities that are doing the Imagine videos, like John Lennon and shit, I think nothing symbolizes more the ineptitude and the fact that celebrities don't do shit for us besides entertain us and make us feel a little bit happy in that realm, but they act like they do the world a service than singing John Lennon, because that motherfucker was a woman beater and a fucking child abuser and abandoner. He talked about fucking peace and revolution, but every time you actually bring it up to him, he wanted to do it from the comfort of his bed and sleep in and shit.
Well, see,
that's how he was going to stop the Vietnam War. He was going to sleep in bed with Yoko Ono throughout the duration of it.
Well, no, those
protest the war.
Those things are fucked up too, but I don't even want to get too far into there either, because for one, like, I've heard bad things about Martin Luther King as well, and it's like sometimes when they do something that's really good.
Yeah, but Martin Luther King was at least doing something. They're singing Imagine, trying to make people feel better.
I don't know. I mean, no, these celebrities are pieces of shit. Yeah, of course, but like
that's my point. Like, nothing represents perfectly like singing John Lennon and like the ineptitude of his protest than being inept in your support of the people with coronavirus. It has nothing to do with people with bad history. This is just like a perfect connection of how inept both people are and how they're using it as a symbolization that they're doing something.
Yeah.
Stop it with the power of song.
Yeah, that was like really weird. I was like, who's honestly being like affected by this in a positive way? Like, oh, well, now I can rest. I mean, my ass is full of shit. I don't have a bidet. I'm sick. My kids are dying. But man, Gal Gadot saying to me that, oh, it's so great. Here's another thing too, is like, I gotta put this out there, and I've said this so many times, and I don't want to talk into a big religious fucking discussion here, but it's like, I almost can't stand atheists, and I'm not saying, because I actually agree with atheists, and I actually agree with fucking, I consider myself
half this audience. Let you know that right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I consider myself agnostic. So
some of them are pretty smug, though. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, they really are, because like, here's the thing: when someone's speaking about God or Christianity or Catholicism, whatever the case may be, there's always an atheist like, well, it's not real, and it's like, okay. So clearly, you know that when you die, nothing's going to happen. So there's really nothing for you to be passionate about. You shouldn't care, right? You should just let me enjoy the fact that I think I'm going somewhere when I fucking die. That puts my mind at ease and puts my mind at ease when family members die. But you're going to fucking tell me, someone who doesn't believe in anything, telling me that my shit's wrong when you have no answers yourself. Like, I don't know what's up with atheists who don't believe in shit have to stick their belief down my fucking throat because, I might believe in something good.
All right,
it's
so
shitty.
Can I explain it to you?
What's up?
Oh, no.
Both
of them are too extreme.
All right, I used to be one of those atheists when I was a kid growing up around 13,
I can imagine. 14. I can fucking tell.
Baby, let me finish, mama.
No.
All right, so I was one of those kids growing up. And a lot of the problem was these people were wronged by religion in some sense. So they have a personal vendetta with it. Or they had religious people that they depended on to actually be either a safety net or something that gives them solidarity in their life, and that ends up betraying them or taking them for their own advances, such as a preacher that is corrupt and takes money, or down to sexual assault that I've seen. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them take that and take it as a backlash towards all religious people. Now, the problem with that is they also get the concept of if the world didn't have religion, it'd be better. And it's just that concept. So, for example, like a lot of atheist people think if we get rid of God, just things get magically better because people have a rational, more logic mind. That's not how it works. And second of all, I really hate like hardcore atheist people that like shit on churches or little congregations that actually help people. Mm-hmm. Like they actually set up funds. They'll set up like different type of mutual aid networks to help people that are homeless or to have fucked up immigration status and try to give them sanctuary or the basic necessities they need. And you don't see that from a lot of atheist groups because honestly, a lot of them are highly educated college elites that they get their money no matter what, and they don't need God because they got everything else provided for them. The Marx used to say that religion was the opium of the people. But that's not like because people like to be drugged out of their mind. It's what makes life better for a lot of religious folks. A lot of religious people aren't like condemning people to hell. They just need their God to get through the day.
Yeah, and like I said, man, like I understand your defense of that, but it's just kind of like it's still just common like. I don't
Well,
know,
I defend
courtesy.
it, but it's also inept. They don't help nobody still.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying because, like, I understand how Christianity can be crazy too. I know that Christians and people who believe in God might shove their things down your throat, but it's like it is coming from a place of either love or some kind of like, hope or something. And I feel like insulting someone's belief on something is like probably one of the biggest insults you can do. I mean, isn't that the shit that starts wars? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, but I don't know. What do you think about this? Or do you even feel comfortable even talking about something as serious as this? Because I feel like you're irritated that we even talking about it in the first place.
Fuck, I honestly don't even know how to have an opinion on this because I do believe right now, if no religion existed, the world would be a better place. I solemnly do believe that, and that's someone who is religious and does believe in God. But you did need a religious figure to get through. But there's just so much abuse of belief, just like there's abuse with any sort of brand or anything there, that it's like if we didn't believe in one thing, we'd believe in something else. But it's just like there are so many better things to believe in because if people just started believing in, instead of believing in God, they actually believe in, I don't know, science and medicine and stuff like that, we might not be in this situation. We might not have to sit there and hope the president says, in God we trust, whatever the fuck. Maybe say, in the CDC we trust. Maybe that'll help somebody. It's just like,
Yeah, that's true.
like I don't know, this idea that we have to fucking always have to have like the fact that science always has to fucking like leave room for religion when religion has never done that, to the extent where religion has tried to destroy science for the entirety of its existence. It's like, I'm sorry, but fuck it. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, believe whatever you want to believe in. That's fine by me. But if it were up to me, fucking get rid of it all.
But yeah, Roxy, what are your thoughts on just like that particular complaint that I have? Like, do you notice that in atheism at all, or vice versa of that? What's your thoughts on this stuff?
A lot of atheists that I know have been just complete fucking assholes. The same thing with really religious people. Complete fucking assholes. Like if someone like I've been to the point where I went to somebody's funeral. I was very familiar with this person. I knew them ever since I was little. And someone just had to open their mouth when this person's like significant other was crying in front of this man's body. Just letting it all out, talking to God right in front of everybody. And some asshole came up to her and was just like, he's not going anywhere because God isn't real.
Damn,
That's fucked up. Yeah, that's
It kicked
time
him
and a
out.
place, y'all.
My thing is just like, okay, good for you. If you're a fucking atheist, good. Keep that to yourself. There's no fucking need for you to try to sit there. If someone says like, yo, sometimes I talk to God to get me through the day. As long as they're not hurting nobody and trying to push their views onto other people, leave them be. Don't try to push your fucking views onto other people. And the same thing with religious people. You believe in what you believe in. Don't push your fucking beliefs on anybody else.
Yeah.
Keep to yourself. If you talk with God, that's cool. If you don't believe that there's nothing out there, that's cool too. But don't sit there and try to ridicule and mock and make fun of somebody for believing a certain thing.
Yeah, no.
Just don't be a dick about it.
JP over
Plain
here.
and fucking simple.
He says the problem with people that run mega churches usually that they don't practice what they present or preach. Ever see that bit in Lucifer where he reveals himself to a doomslayer? Well, okay. I can notice that's about to get nerdy.
That's literally a
JP.
fucking extreme. A mega church is an extreme version of religion. These people are assholes, just like the extreme atheists.
The last thing I want to bring up on
Plain
this,
and simple.
do you feel at all, Mr. Alan Shakazine, do you feel like Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be affected at all by just people that, let's say people are not so mad, but maybe people just think it's silly and stupid? Do you think that people are going to be like, look at this bitch, like, I'm not going to watch her fucking movie?
Nah, people still love Gal Gadot. I think it's less that they are focusing all on her and just the celebrity. Like the situation where it's like, yeah, if you're a celebrity, you're not actually doing anything. They're mad at celebrity culture versus any given celebrity. Like, so it's like, if the movie is coming out next week, sure, but like the movie's not going to come out till August. It might even get pushed depending on when this actually gets solved. But it's not really. Again, she didn't do anything that would like get her canceled. That people like to throw a word around. So it's like people are going to forget about it. They'll probably make fun of it. Or put like the song Imagine to fucking Wonder Woman, whatever. I don't think it's gonna affect the sales. People are still excited for that movie.
Yeah, they're saying she did the Magic video before the movie got delayed. Oh, okay. But, yeah, anyways, but speaking of movies and whatnot, we did actually watch a movie recently, and I gotta say, I'm gonna be pretty surprised with our own review, the fact that I'm probably gonna be so fucking positive about it. But Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. This fucking movie, I remember Ganja and Roxy told me about this, what was it, like a week and a half ago, Ganja? Do you remember this?
Shoot, that was about like 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah, I remember you both were talking good about it, and I was like, okay, well, Roxy and Ganja are kind of fucking, y'all crazy. So I was almost scared to watch it. Yeah, I was almost scared to watch it because, and probably not the popular opinion, but I don't like the original Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I do not like that movie at all. I think the movie is way too silly and way too full of itself. And I don't know. I love Clerks. I like fucking Chasing Amy and all that stuff. But this, I just wasn't really into. I'm about to show it on screen. I was about to show the fucking new trailer because I'm so stupid. But yeah, this over here. To this day, when was the last time you actually watched this, Ganja?
Shit, me and Roxy watched it like about 4 or 5 months ago, babe.
Yeah, does it still hold up at all? Like, Roxy, what did you feel about this?
I'm not talking to him. I'm ignoring him. But I still enjoy parts of it.
Yeah, it's even like little things like boo boo kitty fuck. I'm like, it's such a stupid fucking thing here. And
I still like that. I like that of it.
But yeah, so like this movie, it's been a while since it's been out, and now we're doing the reboot, and I thought it was cool. The only thing that I probably had an issue with is the fact that Kevin Smith is always doing shit where he's like in love with himself a little bit, always talking about himself, and he plays himself in the movie and Silent Bob. Is fucking crazy. But Alan, at what point in here did you feel like, man, god damn it, I already can't stand this? Because you had no patience for this movie's fucking masturbation at all.
Oh, I almost immediately, because like the first, I want to say first half of this movie until it just becomes Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. It's just this like self-masturbatory, like, hey, Kevin Smith, we're gonna create the Kevin Smith verse, and everything Kevin Smith has ever done and said is just like bombarded you in the first like fucking 15-20 minutes. I got to the point where it's like, yeah, I like Clerks. I think Clerks is a great movie, but like I've never watched another Kevin Smith movie, and even if I did, it's just like, yo, these jokes aren't funny. I don't give a fuck about anything that's going on. And yeah, you just keep referencing yourself. It's like, yes, we get it. You're the greatest. Nick, you explained to me later on that's like, hey, he didn't think he was going to live after this movie. I'm like, okay, fair. I'll give you that it's your last movie, whatever. Eventually it did stop. But then if it wasn't jacking out to Kevin Smith, it was every fucking Facebook forum post every time Disney does a remake of going, man, I wish they would do original movies. People don't want to watch original movies. It's like, it's the same fucking talking points, but it doesn't really... It's all surface level. It's all surface level discussion of what remakes and reboots, and they do the thing. What's a remake? What's a reboot? We're so smart for bringing this up, but they don't go into detail of why this actually matters. They just do the thing of people just want to relive their past. It's like you realize, there's more subtlety to why this is happening and why this is pushing forward than the whole thing of like, well, my childhood is so precious. They should have their own childhood. Like, you guys are just a bunch of man babies that are complaining that these fucking things are getting remade and not understanding that even when your shit was cool, that shit was just running off another trend.
Yep, exactly, yeah.
Like nobody fucking wants to talk about how the fact that what do you consider fucking original back in the day? Star Trek? Do you know how many fucking Star Trek ripoffs came out before, during, and after? Hell, like Star Wars probably came around the same time. And you know how many Star Wars ripoffs? The only reason Independence Day was made was because Star Wars existed. So fuck you. Like, trends always exist. You're just butthurt because of that, and it just kept going. I'm like, you're not doing anything interesting. You're just saying the same points that I see all over fucking Facebook. But then it stops doing that, and it becomes an actual movie where you get to see these characters just kind of going through, and there's some terrible fucking jokes. But I always like a road trip adventure movie. So when I'm seeing these characters just kind of gallivanting across America, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm having fun. I'm having a little bit of fun. And then they get to the Chronicon, and the movie becomes a lot better.
Yeah, and that's the thing I liked about this too, is the fact that like when they are traveling from place to place, I mean, if we were doing our old rating system, I would say like they're not only progression but pacing of this movie. I think like if you watch this movie, like if this was a TV show, or they were able to turn this into like a 3-part miniseries, they could have done it, because this movie is very sectioned off into chapters I think are really good, which makes it less confusing, because we're getting a lot of story here. And this, I mean, Kevin Smith even called it in an interview that this is his end game, basically. And it's like, for a movie that's supposed to be his end game, man, you're way more easy to digest than fucking Endgame. And it's not me hating Endgame at all. It's just like, there's a lot of hours put into this, overarching story of Kevin Smithism, and I still was not confused at all. And there's like fucking 10 goddamn characters I had to like follow through this, and there's enough twists and turns here where I'm still not confused. At the same time, I'm still like not predicting what's gonna happen next, which was really cool for me too. Roxy, was it a little bit annoying to see so many things kind of like, I don't know, jerk off the whole nerd culture or whatever, like the Chronicon thing, all that kind of stuff?
I didn't mind Chronicon. Like Alan said, Chronicon, like when they actually got there, was one of my favorite parts of the movie. But like, just the let me put it this way. Basically, how I felt in the beginning of the movie, I felt like when you first open a strip club on a Saturday night and you first get all them thirsty dudes that start throwing all their money at you immediately, and they want this shit
Sure.
and they want that shit and they want you to do all sorts of tricks for them. And then after the night goes on, they kind of leave
Yeah.
and back up off you. That's how I felt during this movie. I just got bukkakied with fucking Kevin Smith this whole fucking beginning of the movie. Like, and I get it, as I did find out later as well, this was supposed to be his last movie. So if there's any kind of questions that the fans had left over, they're going to be like, okay, yo, Kevin Smith, what's the deal with this? What's the deal with that? So I feel like he took all of those unanswered questions, shoved them and crammed them as best as he could in the beginning of the movie. That way there would be no answer, like unanswered questions if he were to pass away. And then you kind of get to like the fun tidbits. Like there's a certain scene in fucking
Chronicon.
Chronicon that I truly fucking enjoyed because
Yeah.
it was funny. It was kind of dumb, but it was funny.
Yeah, man.
I
And I mean,
enjoyed it. So
and
if you can handle the bukkake in the beginning, I mean, you're good
just wipe
after that.
yourself off and then just suck another one. No, because like the biggest thing about that when you're talking about how he's chronicalizing all his shit that he's done before, I gotta say the biggest people that are gonna be like really happy about this kind of shit is people like me and Ganja. And Ganja, you and I were laughing. And I'm pretty sure the jokes weren't even that funny, but I think sometimes what made the jokes even funnier is just who these people are. Like, there's a scene where fucking Jay looks at his kid and like, well, it's not even his kid yet; it's her friend. But he's just looking at this girl and she's black, and he just goes like, you have to like. I need a blood test, or I need whatever the fuck too, because like it's like a whole daughter thing, and it's just like little things like that. Like that's really not that funny, but the fact that it just comes out so fast and it's so like what the fuck, it's so Jay, and I feel like they got these characters down so fucking perfect. Even when Silent Bob speaks again, it's like it's perfect. But did you feel like you were were you served very very well with all the clerksisms and whatnot?
Oh yeah, this was definitely a Kevin Smith movie that felt like a finale to all those characters in the '90s and early 2000s. And the best thing that's the thought that I liked is they did touch on the fact that they're all grown and that there are a different age group coming up, and they constantly make references to that, which I appreciate. I know Alan didn't like them calling out the trend thing because he likes that bullshit, but like I actually fucking applaud it.
No,
I wish more movies would do
that's
it.
not what I fucking said. I said it's all
Yes,
surface
I know,
level.
Alan. If you change the color palette, it's a different game.
Oh, you're such a bitch. You didn't even listen to anything I said.
Now he's listening. But the point being,
Fuck you.
well, the point being is, I had a good time with the film, and I felt like it really encapsulated like people that like those early 2000 comedy. They even brought the folks from How High into there with Redman and Method Man, and I kind of hoped Harold Kumar made an appearance. Because I feel like the movie was building up to that with all the different like early 2000s like stoner comedy actors that were showing up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I appreciate too that they have people in here. Like, I mean, you just said Redman, Mythman, but like we won't say the rest. But there's like a lot of other main actors that are in here, even from TV shows like Supergirl and shit.
Yo, he got like pretty high profile actors in this.
Yeah,
like
they're using not too much.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, but like they use them like not too much. Like they use them like to an extent where it's like it's not like we change the whole movie or we go out of our way to give something for one of these actors to do because they're big. It's like no, like just come in here, have fun for a second, get the fuck out, and like they don't like detract the movie. It stays on its rails. But what were you gonna say though, Al?
No, I was gonna agree. Like, I was actually kind of surprised some of the CW actors they got because they got a lot from like specific shows. I was like, how the fuck did you get here? Oh yeah, he did direct a bunch of episodes for the CW verse. So it's like, it's weird to see them in here, but they're such bit roles. They probably just had a good, and it seemed like they were having a good time doing it. But it does take a while before it really ever gets there. But I do like everyone they got. Like, I'm surprised they got some of the people they get in this movie.
Yeah. I know your reaction's like, whoa, wait, what? You know?
How the fuck did they get him?
Which is really cool. It kind of goes to show like, man, maybe Silent Bob or Kevin Smith is such an easy person to work with that maybe people
Probably
kind of do stuff. I mean, they even make references to himself, making fun of himself, like the Comic Men. This is a show that Kevin Smith used to do. They used to air after The Walking Dead, like in 2016, 2017, and I think AMC canceled them, and they make a reference to that, like in the Chronicon, like.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, for one, I love seeing those guys from Comic Man. Like, those dudes are fucking funny, and I love their podcast. Still do their podcast, and like, they're still in the movie. Even Robert Kirkman deals with the situation where someone's talking about like, "Oh, fucking Walking Dead," blah blah, and like,
yeah, fuck you for killing Glenn.
Yeah, and it's just kind of cool to.
My favorite was they make a reference to Clerks 1.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
that
And
was
I
yes.
thought
great.
that show was hilarious.
Yeah, man. Like, there's so many, and honestly, it's like it's a joke and it's a reference, but at the same time, it's an explanation. There's a reason why it's there, and it actually gives you a layer to Clerks where you'll be rewarded if you go back and watch Clerks right now because of what they showed. Because now there's like, there's yeah, it's just how do you give an explanation 30 years after something happens? You know what I mean? Like that's really really cool and really really good writing, and Kevin Smith, has proved that he can do that. You know what I mean?
No, that it shows attention to detail to a series you created.
Exactly, and you can only do that when you have passion or love for it. You know what I mean?
That's something I always disliked about Star Wars, and well, a lot of modern franchises now, especially when the studios take over, they tend to throw out anything that's previous to what they're doing, even if they're doing a direct like a god honest sequel to the product.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do character growth or they'll do character references that don't make sense in the past episodes or a past character story arc. And one thing that I liked about this one, it all fit well with the different characters we have come to know and love. And their actions in this one does not feel like, oh well, clearly he wanted to change something. It all feels like callbacks and references, but in a way that makes the story move, and it's just not like a season 1, episode 9 compilation of what happened in the previous episodes kind of thing that you see on NBC.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, Matthew in the chat and Facebook chat, which, by the way, I forgot to read this, but he was saying, I wonder where's Clerks 3? And it's like, yeah, I hope it does happen, but I don't know if he wants to even go back to something like that right now.
If he doesn't make Clerks 3, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, but to wrap this all up, though, I would give this a 4 out of 5. I think it's damn near perfect for a Kevin Smith movie, and that's the biggest thing about this. Is like, yeah, emphasis on for a Kevin Smith movie. If you're not a Kevin Smith fan, you're not gonna like this shit because it's fucking stupid. It's just as stupid as all these other movies that you have, found a way to either not like or to not watch. So you're not gonna be won over by this. But yeah, man, 4 out of 5 for me. Alan, how about you, man?
Fuck, I gotta give it halfway 2 out of 5 because honestly 2 out of 5 because like I honestly we were watching this all together. That first 30 minutes, I just honestly I simply just tuned out. I'm like, I don't fucking think these jokes are funny. This movie is honestly the jokes are really really bad, and I'm just like I don't fucking give a fuck. So I'm just fucking browsing the internet, whatever the fuck. Then the movie actually decides to get out of its own ass and become a movie. But okay, I'm back. I don't think all your jokes are funny, but you got an occasional chuckle out of me, and then it eventually becomes good. But like Nick said, if you don't like Kevin Smith, you might just not finish watching this movie because of how bad it is. It is every stoner comedy, is every comedy where it's like, oh, how do we make something funny? Have the person be loud and have them fall over or hit something or be abhorrently violent for no fucking reason. I'm like, okay, get on with it. It eventually does, but like it takes so fucking long. By the end of it, it's like, okay, it wins me over by the end of it, but like I was hating it for most of this movie, so I gotta give it 2 out of 5.
Roxy, how about you? What would you give this out of 5?
Damn, I was muted. Okay, so I almost dropped my phone. That's why I'm like, okay, shit. So out of 5, maybe like a 3.8. Because it was a lot. It was a lot of bukkake for me in the beginning, and normally I can handle a hot load to the face, but it was just a little too much load for me to handle in the beginning. So I'm just like, okay, like hurry up, get your nut and get the fuck out. But after that bukkake fest in the beginning, I had fun with it. I kind of groaned during some parts, but still, I'd watch this again.
Bukkake, so makes sense.
Well, if it's a good
Literally not
bukkake,
funny.
you shouldn't be really groaning because your mouth should be like your whole entire face should be covered.
Yeah.
But 3.8 for me.
Well, that's wonderful about the bukkake, you fucking freak. Ganja, I'm gonna save you for last, man, because
I'm gonna give it a straight 5 out of 5, man. I was highly enjoyed it. It was everything I expected, as well as some surprises here and there. There were some weak parts, but at that point, like those weak parts, honestly, they're just normal movie weak parts that I have with anything. Hell, even the fucking comedy that I love so much, Booksmart, even had weak points at that.
Yeah.
And it's just because comedies, they've actually got to slow things down, or they gotta either do dumb jokes to keep the momentum moving, so they feel like they're making you laugh. But besides that, it was really enjoyable.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So I guess that's where we're at. I mean, obviously gonna put this in post, whatever. I'll put it like our what do you call it? Like combined fucking, ratings into one thing. But it's like, yeah, for the most part, I think that most of us do agree that, like, at the very, very worst, like it's an average movie. You know what I mean? And that's honestly, I can't complain about that when we had Tusks and we had fucking Yoga Hosers or whatever the fuck that was called. Like, he's done worse, y'all. So yeah. Here's the thing, though. I would talk about Undercover Brother right now, but I didn't watch that movie, and you guys did, and we'll talk about that in a couple days.
Yeah, you did.
No, I was playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, you watched it.
I did not.
I had to sit through that fucking movie, and you're the one fucking doing other shit.
Yep, but here's the thing though. We are going to talk about something I think, and I don't know if you knew about this because this was actually a surprise, Alan. But
What's
Nintendo Direct apparently has Surprise Direct Mini, and I did watch it. Gotta tell you, man, for a fucking mini that they didn't tell people they're gonna have, this was actually pretty impactful. I like the stuff that they kind of showed here. For one, I'm not a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't think the shit's actually that entertaining. I never played.
And
the game,
this is specifically to one person. I don't know if he's watching it on Facebook or YouTube. Nobody likes Shulk. Nobody. He's a loser. He's a 12-year-old kid in this fucking video game that's British for some fucking reason. No one likes Shulk.
I thought you were mispronouncing She-Hulk for a second.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
like
the fuck
She-Hulk.
are you talking about?
The main character there, and the only reason I know that is because every time in Smash Bros, I love fucking kicking his ass. So fuck Shulk. Fuck him.
But the biggest thing about this too is like I like how they released some kind or showed they're gonna have some DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles and everything. But the biggest thing, and now I'm gonna get mad at some people right now. And I don't know if you're gonna be one of them, Alec, because you have a very weird way of like getting extra mad about smaller things. But why are people?
That's you, Alan.
Why are people getting mad about ARMS being in Super Smash Brothers? Like that's honestly a great character to be in there in the first place too. Like that's awesome.
It's because so the thing about Smash Bros is because I was mad that when they added Bayleth to fucking Smash, because I'm like, who the fuck is this Fire Emblem character from a game? Like, yeah, sure, it might be popular, but like, why the fuck are you adding in another sword character? The fact that they're adding ARMS, it's a Nintendo IP. Like, of course they're fucking adding ARMS, and like that's an of course thing. Like, it's one of their, it's a newer game, and it breaks the last rule that they ever had for this of it can't come out in the same generation that the Smash Bros came in, because there's only one Smash Bros per generation. You had one for the 64, then GameCube, Wii U, and then Switch. There's only 5 Smash Bros. And usually, whatever generation that Smash Bros comes in, any IPs that were created then only go in the next one. This one breaks that rule, so now anybody from anywhere can basically get in. I think it's just because people have their fan favorites. They have characters that they want in. Like, I have characters I want in. I have characters I wanted in that got in. But people are like, well, why am I not getting my Spyro? Why am I not getting my Crash Bandicoot? Why am I not getting Master Chief or Doomslayer? Like, the crazy motherfuckers think that's going to happen. So they see ARMS and they think that's a wasted slot. So you're never going to make people happy. But there are people that actually do genuinely like this. I'm like, hey, I'll take this over another fucking sword fighter.
Yeah, I mean, no, exactly. Cause they have so many of those, and they all pretty much play the same. It's like I don't even want Dante in this right now. Like, honestly, we got enough.
Yeah, Dante wouldn't play any different than Bayonetta.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, man, people over here. I actually went to Clubhouse Games. Oh, my bad. I was like reading Matthew's fucking like.
I was picturing fucking Dante from Clerks in there.
Oh, you stupid!
I'm not even supposed to be smashing today.
I'm not even supposed to be smashed today.
Yeah. But no, man, Aaron's talking about, Xenoblade, which is cool, and I think that they did a good job showcasing.
I stand by my words, Chris. Nobody likes Shulk.
Hey, Chris?
Hmm?
Oh, I thought you said Chris. Like.
No, I thought you said Chris Aries plays.
Oh no, Aaron.
No.
Oh, Aaron. That was specifically for Aaron.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. I'm like,
I literally was yelling at Aaron. No one can. What if you yell like a 12-year-old boy? I have a fucking beard. You think of ganja?
We all are 12.
Oh, you should see him without the beard. He's younger than me.
But the biggest thing here too, because Matthew brought something up to my attention, is there is this other game that's coming out. It's a 51 collection of tabletop games. It has fucking bowling.
I saw that.
Dude, like, have you ever been more excited about a fucking tabletop game release ever? Like, this is fucking amazing.
I mean, I didn't really kind of care about that. There were a couple things that were interesting in the direct. That wasn't one of them. I'm just like, I mean, sure, there's someone out there gonna enjoy it. I won't, but there's someone will.
Yeah.
Wait, tabletop like top RPG games?
No, like
fucking Connect 4 and like fucking chess and shit.
But everything, like even overseas stuff, like backgammon, the Chinese checkers, Chinese chess, fucking.
Oh, solitaire.
Golf. Yeah, well, in Chinese solitaire, air hockey, like everything, bro. Like
was that
really
war?
Cool.
Yeah, well, they even have like casino type games too. Like you can even play what's that? The 7-card fucking Texas Hold'em.
Yeah,
you got that shit. I think there's like a roulette version. War, that game that you guys.
I mean,
that
actually is kind of...
Dominoes too. Yep, you can play dominoes.
Babe, I'm gonna get your ass at dominoes, babe.
That works out really.
You ain't.
I got those 5s on deck. Let's go.
I'll beat your ass upside the head with my puppy chow.
Okay.
But
that doesn't help. that doesn't help that your icon is Isabel, so people are gonna think you're actually talking about real Puppy Chow.
But
I am eating puppy chow right now.
but Alan, what were you saying?
I was gonna say that's probably a really good thing for the Switch because like you can play that because there's a bunch of games on there. Oh, I could probably play a couple of those on the go, and those seem like a lot of them are probably gonna be 2-player, but there are a lot of card games there that you could easily play 1-player. But yeah, this is just a bunch of small party games, and you have so many. I don't know how much the pack's gonna cost. Knowing Nintendo, it's probably gonna be $20. I'd be surprised if it was more.
But this happening in because it's coming out on June 5th, and I think that that's like the best time to release something like this. I mean, granted, I wish I could have it now, obviously, duh. But I think that when people are starting to run out of playing all these crazy fucking shooting games and they can't go out and do anything, they don't want to even go out and buy a board game. It's like this is perfect for everybody, man. This is gonna be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like it's just nice to see that they can release something like this, and it can, I mean, this had like its own segment like on the fucking Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, it ended the show. There was a game I'm much more because I've always wanted it. And I was kind of like hoping that they would do it. Is they finally put XCOM on the Switch, XCOM 2, and I cannot wait to play that.
Well, that's
ready to get your ass murked.
I will. Twice the game froze. We have footage of it freezing. I would have won twice.
Halo froze. And,
eat a dick. No
Worms
one fucking
froze.
Anyway, mute his ass. But
I have a problem. Every time I play a game and I'm winning against Alan, the game tends to freeze.
Yeah, every time I play a game with Ganja, he always acts like a bitch.
It's almost like his controller is broke.
It's almost like he's just always a bitch at all times.
By the way, Alan,
to calm the fuck down.
no, here's the biggest thing too: is that Alan will talk shit because he look, and I understand it's fun to talk shit. I know, but like, I'm not gonna go into big detail what happened at the end. But all I'll say is that
what a won if it didn't freeze.
But for recently, me and Alan were playing a fighting game, and I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna say this here because I don't know if you heard me last time, but I will admit I actually do suck at Alan's definitely officially better than me at Smash. He's way better than me. The thing is though. Well, here's the thing: is like I know how to piss off Alan, and I told him before. I'm like, listen, my whole way of how to play games is I fuck with your mind outside of the game, and I piss you off, and then I win because I know that people cannot focus when I'm fucking with them. And I told Alan like, hey man, because you're talking shit right now. Are you willing to apologize if we could just play this just casually? He's like, no, fuck you, you suck. And at the end of that shit, I won. Like, I mean, in comparison, because I did lose to Cedric. But it's like, dude. The shit talking, you're the one person, Alan, where I would say, I know you're having fun with it, but you should probably not shit talk because it always fucking backfires on you. Like I've never seen it not backfire on you. It's fucking crazy. But looking at this though, I mean, you're talking about 2K games, or not 2K games, but I'm talking about fucking XCOM. But there's lots of 2K stuff on here, but I'm just wondering why BioShock was one of these games that they put on here because that would not even be really fun on the Switch, I don't think.
Okay, so I have the Switch Lite and I got a bunch of first-person and third-person shooters. I don't know why, but the controls are always garbage. They're always trash. And it's like, I don't know if there's just something with the sensitivity or the way that it plays. It just doesn't play fun. That's why I'm more excited for XCOM because, yeah, XCOM, you don't need a lot of computing power. It's a turn-play game, and it's like, I just want to play that on the go because XCOM 2 is a lot of fucking fun. But as far as BioShock, the collection, it's like, I'm probably going to get BioShock Infinite because I think it's the best one. But maybe it'll be better, but as long as I get the controls a little bit right. But yeah, people want to play those games on their Switch. I won't play it on the go because there are people out there that think Doom on the Switch and Wolfenstein on the Switch is a lot of fun, and you get a chance to play these games. That's probably the best part about the Switch is it's essentially letting you play. Because the thing about the mobile market, it's an attack on the mobile market, the Switch, because it's like, the mobile market, man, phones are getting so powerful. You can do all sorts of bullshit on it. You can play games that you can play on PC on your phone. And Nintendo's like, yeah, but the controller are always trash because you got to emulate it on a fucking touchscreen. Here's a fucking console that you can hold in your fucking hands, and it's working. No one's really talking about mobile games anymore. They're talking about hey, I hope that game gets ported to fucking Switch.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that when it comes to a Borderlands thing, something that has an RPG aspect where you can continue on and build on these characters' attributes. I think that's
don't play Borderlands on the Switch.
Huh?
Don't play Borderlands on the Switch.
Wait, why are you saying that? I mean, it hasn't ever been on there, so how would you know?
I know. Don't play it. It sucks.
Okay, you're just being a fucking grumpy.
I fucking hate Borderlands.
I
Fuck
know
you, Gearbox.
You gotta give.
Fuck you, Gearbox.
Give Borderlands.
I hope your fucking CEO gets arrested.
Jesus Christ! Why?
I don't know. Embezzling, assault, possible child pornography on his hard drive.
All right, damn it.
I mean, I could keep going.
I am sorry.
There's actually more reasons he should be in jail than out.
Yeah, actually.
Listen,
Liar.
Do you think I read?
Do you think I just randomly thought fucking Rolodex of game companies and today I'm gonna yell at Gearbox for no reason? Like I've been yelling at Gearbox.
But like the fact that you defend Ubisoft and hate everything else, it just
Yeah, I defend Ubisoft, but I'm gonna sit there and be like, oh man, every one of the games 10 and 10. It's like, no, I even said every product they've ever released is like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10, but it's consistent, except for fucking Ghost Recon. Every one of those games sucks.
Oh yeah, I'm about to play that later on tonight too.
Fuck you.
I got the new one. Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Why did you buy Breakpoint?
Because it was cheap, man.
I don't give a fuck. So was I mean, I did buy Division, but I paid $3 for it.
Damn. Yeah, I'm actually jealous about that shit. Oh, Ronald, no! He's saying Borderlands 3 was lame. What the fuck?
Good.
That game was great. What the hell
Sure
is your problem? Damn it. No.
No, he has a brain.
No, I won't say that you suck or anything. It's just like, yeah, I loved it, but maybe it's just because I just like loot games too, just being able to collect these fucking guns and upgrade them. But I don't know, it is what it is. But yeah, DLC just came out for that too. I might play that on one of these streams. But if you guys have the game, I mean, Ron, if you actually played it, you might have it still. So hey, man, like if you want to play with me, add me on one of these fucking things. We'll play together. Maybe we'll make it better for you. But looking at this, man, 2K games, I think it's pretty cool for them to do this for the Switch. Whether or not I'm into BioShock, whether or not you're into Borderlands, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But then after this, I was like, okay, I'm starting to notice there's lots of like, like Catherine Full Body, all these kind of games that are like ported over. But then they went to Pokemon, and look, man, I was really, really waiting.
I skipped over because I know I'm never gonna get it. So what up?
Yeah, so what they're doing is they're adding DLC for the game where you get to go to the other regions, but the regions only have one gym in the region, and you play throughout the entire gym like a Mortal Kombat arcade with one Pokemon. They have like this weird rule of you can only use the new Pokemon they gave you. Wait, that's cool.
Yeah, because it's
Boy.
it's an interesting thing where it's like I don't know exactly who it's for, but the idea it's just like hey, fuck it. It could be one of those things where it's like hey, Nintendo wants games to play on the go, and that's one of those things where it's like yeah, you're just like oh I only got 10 minutes to kill. Let me just go to this gym and essentially play like a Mortal Kombat Tower mode. I'm like that's actually kind of cool.
Well, no, I don't know how many times you can play it, but I think for one, you can only use it for that one character, so it's like that shit's gonna get boring after a while. I mean, I can't keep playing the same character and going the same fucking thing.
As every single person that's ever played Smash Bros with a main with like one or two mains, like yeah, that's just kind of how it goes.
Well, I mean, but like with Pokemon, like because Mortal Kombat, I mean, me and you, we had mains, right? Like mine's Baraka, I don't know which one is yours, but it's like that's different because you might play a different skill character or whatever the fuck. But with Pokemon, it's like, oh, let's get our gaming on. I'm gonna choose one of these 4 moves. Well, I know the Tail Whip sucks. So I'm just gonna use one of the 3 moves. Well, that
the Tail Whip sucks against Pokemon A, but it might be good against Pokemon B. Like again, the meta of Pokemon has always been how to use a Pokemon to defeat a bunch of other ones. It honestly probably just teaches you how to be better with a particular Pokemon type. Like it's honestly to me, it's probably an interesting addition to it, and I think that people are either gonna love it or hate it.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that's what the case with Pokemon Sword in general, or Shield Sword. But my whole issue with that too is like, man, Pokemon. They said that yeah, we kind of rushed out this game. The workers are going through a lot of bullshit trying to make Pokemon, so it's like, hey, give us a chance when DLC comes out. You guys are gonna get one over. Well, it's been months now. All right, we're in March. It's like 4 months after the game actually came out, and you guys give us this. And then like one of the characters. So if you have the Shield or no the Sword version, whatever the one that has a red logo, I think it's Shield. But in that particular version, even though you guys can get Charizard at the end of the game, once you beat the main boss, you get Charmander, you get to evolve him, blah blah, you get Charizard. The thing is, one of the Gigantamax fucking Pokemon that you get in one of these versions is Charizard, which is like technically whoever got the fucking Sword Edition, you guys didn't get to, you didn't get anything extra because you can always get Charizard this whole time anyways. So now they're trying to make you want to get this DLC when you literally get nothing else different except for that tower that you most likely will not play. And yet the other people who got the other game get to have like something new or whatever the fuck because Charizard's not one of those main characters that you're going to be getting, in this DLC. So it's kind of like, wow, I mean, I thought both versions should be worth buying. Now you just made it where one of the versions is worth buying, the other one's kind of trash. Like that's kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you'd probably be just buying one of the versions just so you can trade with yourself and give it to somebody, or you just like the case better. But digitally, like, there's no purpose in choosing one over the other, except for now with this DLC, one person's going to get fucked over. And I think that's really, really garbage. That's why I don't enjoy the fact that they had 2 versions anyways, because even back in the day, what if I don't like Weedle? I gotta fucking be stuck with Caterpie? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a silly, stupid thing. That's why Pokemon Yellow was so big, because you get to get all the fucking, 3 Pokemon or whatever. So I don't know. Is that something that you feel like kind of like pisses you off in a sense? Do you think that people are gonna like that, or like what are your thoughts on that? I mean, because it sounds crazy.
I have literally no idea the words that came out of your mouth. I have not played a Pokemon game since Silver. So the things you were talking about, I'm like, I hope that maybe the
You probably
chat.
don't know what Gigantatax or a guy.
I don't know what the fuck Gigantatax are. I don't even know how. Like, I know what a Weedle is. I know what a Charizard is. But like a lot of what you're saying is like, I've never played Pokemon. I have really no inclination because I'll never be able to get past that gameplay system, like ever.
JP's like, enough with the Charizard, right? No, I know, but it's like, to be honest, you should say it to Game Freak too. It's like, guys, enough with the Charizard. Like, your extra that you're gonna give us is a giant Charizard. Like, we're kind of over Charizard. I mean, I wish Jet was here now, and she'd be telling me like, yeah, fuck that Charizard because she hates.
She has like her fucking list of who the fuck actually knows what she's talking about type shit.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's just fucking crazy, and I know that we probably got way too deep into that Pokemon thing. My bad. But it's just like, yeah, dude. I don't think that this game is really, really doing well. With Sun and Moon and every other, incrementation of fucking Pokemon, everyone's always had like 75% positive to say versus 25, and here it's really right down the middle. And I don't know what Pokemon Sword and Shield had to do to change that ratio, but yikes, you know what I mean?
I think what it is like they were working on a new system. They're changing up a bunch of stuff. So I think what it is when they do the next one, that you'll see what they're going to do with this, because like clearly there are a lot of issues, mostly because the fact that they're working on a different hardware. They weren't working on a handheld anymore. They're working on essentially a legit console. So they had, and every time that happens, they always have a lot of issues, especially trying to move up to more powerful hardware. So that's probably why it feels like a 3DS game. But once they do a sequel to this, you'll see it being a little better.
Do you have any expectations as far as any other people doing directs now? Because, yeah, Say It Play hasn't been a thing for a bit. Last time I talked about anything with the PS5 Board Fest, it happened like 2 weeks ago. Whatever, but like, yeah, like since this came out just randomly, do you think Sony might try to put something out soon? What do you feel?
Probably, but Sony doesn't like. Nintendo has the benefit. Nintendo's been doing directs for like 4 years now, and even the first couple weren't that good. Maybe the very first one. I don't even know what game they announced for that. Sony doesn't. Sony only has one. It's hard because Sony doesn't have enough content to do directs. Like Nintendo can just sit there and have an entire direct for. They have Smash directs in which they only announce fucking meta aspects of the game. Like that is nuts. Like Sony's not even never gonna do that. Sony's not gonna sit there and have a fucking direct for Death Stranding, like for 30 minutes to tell you how to play the game. No, everyone, what the fuck are you on crack? Because like that game isn't in depth enough to warrant that. But Smash Bros has so much depth to it, Nintendo can do that. Or hey, you want 30 minutes on Animal Crossing? Sure. Are you gonna get 30 minutes on fucking God of War instead of play? No. Like you can get fucking 5 minutes and get everything you need out of that. So it's like Sony, I think the only reason they did that is because they realized they don't make enough content consistently to even do E3 anymore. Because it takes so long to make the games that they're known for. Like Horizon Zero Dawn took years, God of War took years, Death Stranding took a long fucking time. They spend so much time developing games that they don't have enough time to fill it with small little games. Microsoft has almost the exact same problem. They don't have enough content to actually be able to do this stuff anymore because games take so long to make.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, for me, I agree that sometimes, like, yeah, Nintendo Directs are just better because you can get things kind of put out there a little bit faster. And I would never, like, man, I've seen one where they did, like, a 20-minute demonstration for Death Stranding. And I was like, dude, this is fucking boring. And for the people who like this, it's cool. But, like, you got to keep in mind that your audience is supposed to be wide. They're not all fucking Hideo Kojima fans. But, what's up?
Huh? What?
Well, no, I just going, what's
no,
that?
No, I yelled out. Never mind.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? But anyways, okay. Well, that's the biggest thing though. Like with PlayStation, I feel like at some point they're gonna be doing the Say It Play soon. Last thing I did was right before it was actually during holiday season of 2019. So that's cool. They're promising that PS5 is gonna come out for 2020 holiday season. I don't know if that's gonna be the case now, but I honestly. I feel like if there's not going to be something big from like Rockstar coming up soon, that people were talking about GTA 6 a whole bunch, this needs to fucking happen very, very soon. I mean, I would say to expect something within 3 weeks. But if not, then fuck. I don't know, man. But with that said, though, we're going to get the fuck out of here. We've been doing this for quite a bit, and Double Toasted is on. They've been on for quite a while, and I appreciate the people who've been chilling with us this entire time. Alan, do you want to tell people where to find you and other particular things?
Alrighty then, if you go to Facebook and write in the chat attack, for the people that are already watching this on Facebook, you don't have to worry about it. Just go to the main page and just click on all the embedded links to all the places you'll normally see us. We do stuff on the Metropolis, so that's where you'll find me and Ganja and Ruthless talk about politics. There's also all sorts of other content there if you're interested, so be sure to check that out. The chat attack on Facebook.
Oh, yes. And then, Mr. Ganja Guru, why don't you tell people where to find you?
You can check me out on the Red Ganja Guru on Twitter, besides everything else that Alan said.
Yes, exactly. So with that said, oh my goodness, music, all that stuff. They can't hear it though. I gotta find a way to fucking do that. So anyways, we're getting out of here. Peace out. I will message you more, JP. I will, but you're fucking nerdy, man. Jesus. Goodbye. God damn it. Look at that fade. That was a really good fade. Something I've never before.
That's what she said.
Yeah. No, that's not what she said. Why would she say that? That doesn't make
I don't
any
know.
sense. Why would she say that? What sexual term is used with the word fade?
You'll know when you're older.
It's a haircut. It's a hairstyle.
Yeah, and barbers can be women as well.
Bye, y'all.
What?
What the?